Hey, can I have the pillow?
I said, nah,
What's happening is exactly what I wanted.
Me.
No one is being used.
Why did you pick my name?
Why do you feel like I'm using you?
Because out of everything that is here, you would choose my name.
The scales are beginning to peel and drop gradually. Right now, we're beginning to see the sensible ones, the ones who came into the house very intentionally, and the ones who came into the house as a staycation. Oh, seriously, guys, there are 3 red flags that I think is really flagging high on Dinkybliss. Okay, guys, before I go on with this conversation, welcome back, guys. My name is Choluche, and really, this fight was really predictable. Like, at first, I was thinking these housemates were going to be unpredictable, but yet again, they proved us right. They are very, very predictable. This fight, most of us, we all saw it coming. We all saw it coming. I mean, even losing the task, we saw it coming. And thankfully, I'm really excited that these conversations are happening in the house. The housemates have finally decided to tackle, in fact, they decided to tackle this problem almost immediately, because seriously, from the quivering voice of Sister Mara while Big Brother was reading out their verdict, like the situation, the results, to watching the surprise from Norman, in fact, especially the surprised face from Acacia, was enough to tell it all, was just enough to tell the whole story of what these guys already know is happening in the house, and even what we that are watching the show know that is happening in the house. Guys, if you're new to this channel, we're talking about the fights, the first big fight that happened in Biggie's house. This is the first big confrontational fight that literally is trying to set the house on a better boundary after losing their very first wager task, and of course losing all the privileges of enjoying any form of luxury in their very first week, like in their second week in the house, because luxury comes freely first week. Second week, you have to start fighting for it and all that. So, you know, I don't know, but for some reason, I'm just going to play this video for you guys for some very obvious reasons, so that you understand why I said this 3 red flags. I see 3 strong red flags on Dinkybliss. Like, seriously, these red flags are so loud. Before I show this clip, if you're new to this channel, please take this minute to subscribe. Take this minute to hit on the notification bell to get updates of my video every time I share them. Throw in your comments, how excited are you over there losing the wager? I know we're not supposed to be excited, but people like me, I'm excited they lost this wager, because if they had won this wager, I mean, it would have been a messy peak up front. We would have just not seen the best side of this housemates. So if you are excited like me that they lost, if you're excited about their very first big confrontational fight, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Yes, we're not trying to spread negative vibes, it's still positive vibes, but we're actually trying to tackle something very important. Guys, let me show this. Like, this statement from Dinkybliss just messed the whole thing up for me. It just made me realize that, you know what, did Big Brother just go and bring people that didn't know about the show to get into the show? Because when Dinkybliss said, when Dinkybliss said this,
when I took my suitcases coming from home to here, I came alone. I didn't know that I'm going to meet people, and I didn't know that there's going to be
like,
things like
what
this
did she really mean? Like, when she was leaving her house, packing her bags, she didn't know she was going to meet people. She didn't know she was coming to the house to do task. 2 million rands is the price here. Is she just supposed to come to the house, have a staycation, then at the end of the day 2 million rands is given to her? Like, I seriously did not understand that. I mean, seriously, for the very first and very obvious time in the house, this is the loudest moment that Dinkybliss has just shown that she can be actually not very sensible. Because when she said that thing, I was like, okay, so you came into the house, you didn't know you're going to meet people, you know you're going to do tasks. Like, that was so stupid. I'm not even going to lie. It was so stupid for her to say that. And not just that, that was the most foolish thing I've ever heard in my life. You know, and that was just not the red flag. The second red flag was actually her actually feeling like everybody was just being reactive over her. I mean, she made a mess of the whole thing. So, like, this other thing about her feeling like everybody, it's all about her, is the thing that I think it's a really a red flag when I look at her. Like, why does she feel like everybody is against her? I mean, I remember when she came into her first intro video, she said something about people get intimidated by her presence. Like, she just feels like it's always about her, and I think that's very wrong. It's a red signal. And then the third thing is, I think realizing that Dinkybliss is actually the biggest bully in the house is just one red flag that we seriously need to talk about. Guys, in personality highlights, I would always talk about those good, bad traits. I'm here for the constructive criticism, and if you know the kind of things that I try to do in this channel, you understand why I'm talking about this. So guys, I'm going to be giving you the conversations that had actually led to what Mpho was saying earlier in this video. Now, after losing their wager task for the week, they decided to actually have a meeting talking and addressing this issue. And when they were addressing this issue, Dinkybliss became very reactive. She was like, you know what, if I went the way she was really talking, like, not you, Mpho, Nale. I mean, Nale, like, she has this bossy presence that I think is going to tick a lot of people tick a lot of people off in that house. So Nale was allowed to talk, and when Nale was talking, she said, okay, Nale, talk. And when Nale was actually expressing herself, everybody had a lot of things to say. Like, everybody had a lot of things to say. But one of the biggest things that Nale said was that Dinkybliss actually was saying something else, and Dinkybliss confirmed that she actually forgot her lines. I mean, how can you come for a play, and I know for a fact Acacia probably might be feeling very guilty looking at this face she made when Biggie announced that they lost their wager. Acacia was the person who actually gave the suggestion that it would be better that they go for a drama, than just going for a poem or musical stuff. Like acting is a play, a drama would have been better for them so that they could win the task. And I saw this one comment. I saw them losing this wager seriously from when they picked the option of 100%. I mean, like, how are they going to give you 100? Like, I seriously saw that sign that it was already the bad sign that was going to show that was going to just make them lose this wager task. So like, I like the fact that Michelle, Mpho, and Naledi actually were able to seriously critically look at Dinkybliss in the face and tell her what she had done wrong. Like, that was the best thing I saw that I've seen in the house. I mean, I think those two people are one of the bravest people in that house, if you ask me right now. So Naledi was actually talking about, Dinkybliss had already agreed, forgot her lines, and she made a mess of the play. You guys know how this drama thing works. When you're actually reading your script or doing stuffs, you're like setting the pace for the next person who's coming before you or after you to do something, to continue from where you stop. So obviously, when Dinkybliss was kind of missing or adding her own content, it was like a shock to a lot of the housemates. And so I think that kind of threw them off balance, under the boss, and they probably just messed the whole thing up more, So Dinkybliss forgetting her lines and adding extra lines that was not in the script was just what messed a lot of things up. And seriously, I think when Dinkybliss said it was all about her, and the lady asked her why does she think it's all about her, her reasons were also not very, very tangible. But the whole part of the whole story was there was a lot of bashing, talking here and there. But I like the diplomacy that Michelle actually had to bring in. She said something about the things that had been occurring in the house. She actually said that she had to move away from upstairs probably to downstairs because she felt like she's talking and then somebody's telling her to shut up. That was a clear sign that Dinkybliss had been intimidating, bullying this housemate, and Mpho needed to address that. And I think I really love the fact that she actually addressed that, because I've been noticing that some of these housemates are just licking asses. Sorry, I said that. They've just been like trying to cover up. They're not trying to be very, very open about what's going on in the house. And before really taking her time to actually break down what was wrong with them losing the task and the way forward, was just actually the best of the whole thing. So before I actually address the gossiping part, the gossip part, she's like, it's okay for you to get into a room and everybody closes their mouth. Of course, obviously they're talking about you if they close their mouth, So she said a lot of things which actually is addressing this gossip thing, because it's a big thing. I mean, you guys, we have 18 people, 17 people in the house, and they are going to talk about somebody. Like, there's always going to be conversation about somebody in the house. For maybe how long they're going to stay in the house, there would definitely be this conversation. So, speaking about these things openly was one of the things that made me respect Mpho to another level. So she was like, you need to speak about these things up front. And I think that just addressed that. There's still going to be gossip, we all know that part. But one of the other beautiful things I see and I really appreciate about what Mpho did was actually her setting a rule in the house. Like, the truth was, gossip, fights will not solve their problem at the moment. I mean, and one of the things that they needed to tackle was how to move forward, because they're going to have daily tasks, they're going to have weekly tasks, and if they keep on losing fight, like, this is the wrong start off point for them. So, but it doesn't mean that they won't like backtrack and get themselves. I think this was just like the best.
Next week, no sleeping during the day, okay?
Like Mpho in the house to set the house back in motion. And the first rule is no more sleeping, during the daytime, during the afternoon, during midday. No sleeping during midday, because this is when they're supposed to plan, work towards their task or whatever it is that they want to work on. I mean, they can be sleeping during the day and sleeping during the night. They are literally not even keeping us entertained. Even let's really look at the fact that they're in their house to entertain us and not to be sleeping. So first big rule in the house is no sleeping in midday. And I think this is just going to help them like reset more. I mean, they already talked about having too much free space, too much free time. And I think Biggie cutting down on, maybe, I don't know if Biggie is going to cut their supplies. They're going to have regular supplies, so no excesses, no luxury treatments. This is just a shock, but it's a welcome shock. Guys, I don't know. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you're excited as I am that he lost, I mean, let me know. I don't know, but I'm just excited that he lost this wager, because I feel like if they had won, we're going to get to see more rubbish. Anyways, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to stay tuned for more updates on what's going on in Big Brother Mzansi. Guys, I'm going to see you all in the next video. For now, bye bye.